blessing. Look, I'll do it again. I just said that for Susie, and she laughed. So now I'm going to do it again. So you guys all get to laugh at that, too.
Episode 828. Sarah,
Feeling
Louise,
great.
You look great. Fanning it.
I am. It's still hot as Hades in here, but we're getting there.
Did you get some new overalls?
Oh, these are old ones, but they're not old, but like a year old, and they're awesome because look, watch this for everybody who's on the video version. They become shorts.
Oh my god!
They are convertible overall pants.
It's like waders that turn into a little short.
Is that the best
romper scenario?
I am ready.
Wow,
because
it's in a nice lilac.
After this, I will be heading on up to the mountains. I'm going to go camping. I've got a day of work on Wednesday, but I found a campsite with Wi-Fi, so I'm going to work from the tent.
By yourself?
Well, I'm meeting my brothers up there in the next day.
Oh, okay.
They're coming on Wednesday.
So. But you're going to do one night by yourself?
One night only. Yes,
with
by myself.
Some rattlers or whatever.
Well, hopefully
Is that
not.
what they call them in the wild?
Snakes?
Yeah.
Yeah, like rattlesnake? No. You know what? I don't think Colorado has rattlesnakes like that.
Thank God.
I've never heard one, and I lived in rattlesnake country in California. It was like everywhere.
Well, okay. What about bears? Hey, bear.
Hey, bear.
It sounds like a cheer. Be not aggressive. Be not aggressive. When I was telling Adam about your sentiment that you claim is official, that like to get rid of a bear, you say, hey, bear.
You know, with a little more energy, that's like a, hey, bear, hey, bear, hey, bear. You got to like scare them off like that. But it's not like a yelling at them.
It's
you
okay.
Don't, like,
it's okay. I'm
gentle.
about to validate you.
Oh, yes. I love when this happens.
The validation is that, like, I don't remember what site it was. It was like smokeythebear.com or something, you know?
Yeah.
And it said that exact thing. You should say, hey, bear, but.
Okay. I said this. Listen. Okay. This is what I love about this show, because it's all recorded. The proof is there. And I believe I said, you're not going to believe that, like, you can ask all the bear specialists. This is the
bear specialist.
Check my work. I'm correct on this.
Okay, just to be clear, though, and you're right, but it's specified that you say that just to get their attention. Like, they can't speak English. They don't know what
obviously, I know that.
Like, why didn't
what
they
did
say
you think? That I was like, they're translating it? And they're like,
I just want to know why they're
check.
so specific. Like, why they require, hey, bear. You know, like, why couldn't it be, what's up? Or,
I bet you could.
Right, that's my point. It's not the words, funny. It's the noise. You could honk your horn or blow a whistle.
I used to do that. Like, this is messed up, but I used to do that to my dog. I would say really fucked up things in like a really high-pitched, cute voice, and watch her get real excited. Not so much Bo, but I did this with Sigmund because he was a terror and he deserved it. So I'd be like, I'm gonna drown you in the water.
Yes.
Who's the worst boy in the whole
Threats of bodily
world?
harm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you could
Bo
do
didn't
that.
get that, but Sigmund definitely did. And he was like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. So I'm sure it's the same, but it's
sort of like you know how they say
it's like
you can deal with CPR by using like staying alive. It's
right.
not staying alive that's important. It's the
I
particular
mean, it is, but
time signature of that song.
There you go.
It's memorable, and I think "Hey Bear."
Yes,
memorable.
thank you, Susie. Yes,
Yeah.
Susie. Always team support Sarah and explain everything in the perfect way
But
for
also,
her.
it's hilarious because you really. You know, it's funny because you say, "Oh wait, you are a rule follower." Like
100%.
They said, "Say hey bear."
We're
gonna say,
I'm saying
hey bear.
Hey bear. And the only examples you gave me were from Yogi Bear, which then, like, hello, anybody who's a little bit neurodivergent just mimics what they see. Like, I realize, like, so many of the things I do are not because I can't. They're just, I copied that, and here we are.
It probably saved your life.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your rule following has really paid off.
Yeah, I heard that there at camp there is an aggressive bear, a
What?
big one. that they're like that
like that bastard one that I told you about.
I was thinking about that because they're like, yeah, there's one that's there that's really big. That
they call them.
They said
public.
he stood next to I was with my camp friends just this weekend, and I was talking about this whole bear thing and how, because I was saying, Susie was giving me a hard time about what you do. And I go, what do you do? And they all go, hey, bear. And I was like, see, thank you. And it was a whole thing. So we were like talking about, and he goes, my friend Dave was like, no, but there's like a really big one that they called Megalodon. And this one, and he like gave me the description of the trash bins. And he was like, this guy was pushed the trash bin, the big like recycling, like big, what the fuck do you call those? Trash bin?
Receptacle?
No, what do you call the big, huge
trash
things?
can?
No,
a dumpster.
Dumpster! Wow. Wow. That took too long to get to, but here we are. Okay, so push the dumpster like across the parking lot. But don't worry, kids. There's people out on bear patrol, and you're going to be safe.
Who is? Who's on bear patrol?
Everybody in the camp, like people. They're staff.
Why don't they shoot that motherfucker?
That's a good question. I don't know, because I think until he gets mean, he's just.
I feel like you were more like you had more empathy for that bear than you did for that mouse that one day.
More empathy for the mouse than the bear. Oh, I see what you mean. The other way around.
Like that mouse was defenseless.
Well, as soon as the bear starts fucking scurrying, then I will have my empathy will go down. But as the calm stroller that he is, he gets all my empathy.
That guy's just hungry.
He's just hungry, just trying.
Oh my God! Well, good luck to you.
And if you're smart about how you store food, if you're not like that, you just have to be a rule follower. I'm sorry.
I think generally speaking, that's true. But then that story that we talked about, I think there are some of these sociopath bears.
Well, yeah, but that one was I bet that something happened with his food source that like ran low. Like there's a reason that they are driven there. And that is like not the case at
I don't agree with you.
Camp.
I think
like, there's some
bears might be like people, where some of them are like bloodthirsty.
I don't. No way. Bears are over there like writing their little bear manifestos.
That's what that story changed my mind. He was trying to get in the window.
There's a reason. No way.
That's nice of you.
I
hope you're right.
I bet we find out that some fucking plastic company or something else is destroying the planet is like built a factory right on their river system, and now he has less fish or something happened. Or they built a fucking Airbnb or there or something. I don't know.
I hope you're right. And
yeah, I think I am.
Next week,
usually
my co-host will be Megalodon. After Sarah loses her life and limb at camp.
Yeah. No, I'll be fine. I'll be safe.
Okay, well, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what is safe, and that's Rocket Money, and that's because it is keeping tabs on all your finances.
Susie, I did like a thorough Rocket Money
I love those.
Organization. Like,
yes.
I even when you think that you find everything, you have not found everything.
Yeah.
And it lets me know there was one subscription I had that I thought renewed every month on the same day, but it didn't. It renewed every 4 weeks. And because of that,
so that's like my hair. Getting my hair dyed.
It changes the date. And I was like, what is happening with my billing? And so I fixed that. There were so many things that were just like and I canceled something. And it was going to renew before I had the chance to cancel it. And luckily I was able to, I know I save so much money with Rocket Money.
Yes.
I am saving way more than the average customer. And the average customer is saving so much money.
So much money, because the way the world works now with all these like streaming services and subscriptions and stuff, there's just really no way to keep track.
It's impossible.
You're just one person. You have stuff to do.
Right.
And so Rocket Money is so handy because it does it for you. And it's like, are you sure? Look at all these subscriptions you have. Are you?
And I'll tell you how much you spent over the last year with them. And I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
You are, sorry, Bezos, you're not getting any more of my money. We're changing it. Nope.
Yes.
I have the library. I will go there.
Absolutely. You can save money too. This app is a game changer. They have over 5 million users, saved over a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, and it negotiates stuff too. So you can have them handle the dirty work of like getting the rates lower and stuff like that for your insurance or whatever. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/braincandy. That's rocketmoney.com/braincandy. rocketmoney.com/braincandy. You know what's funny, Sarah? It's like,
What?
I remember a few months ago we were talking about your money, and it became apparent to me that you like spend no money. You're just very frugal and you're very careful. Yeah. So the fact that you're saving money on there is like says a lot. Because
Susie was like, how much money do you spend like a month on clothes? And I was like, what do you mean a
Zero.
month on $0?
It'll be like $200 a year.
Maybe. And I'm buying them used.
It's great. I love it. That's awesome.
But do not ask me how much money I spent on camping equipment or ski stuff.
Yeah, we all have our things, our little temptations. Yes. You don't need to explain yourself.
Yes. I regret
How much though?
I just bought a new cooler.
Yeah.
For $159. But it is the best cooler, and it is worth it. And you know what? Ice retention for 7 days. I need that ice retention.
Ice retention.
Ice retention is in the top of my concerns right now. So
you and Megalodon.
It's fucking hot. Right.
Right. Keep it fresh, baby.
Keep it fresh. Right at the end.
All right. Let's talk. All right. This is kind of a weird subject, but I don't know. It's on my mind.
Yeah.
So you know how like when you're out of the country, the streaming services suggest different things because you can't watch the same stuff. Like when we were in England, I couldn't watch a lot of the documentaries I wanted to watch. Yeah. And apparently I was being given ones that probably were just UK specific. Yeah. Because I ended up watching one called Attack on Wembley.
Okay.
You know, like a soccer mayhem.
Like the stadium.
And it was all right. It just reinforced my belief that men are freaking animals.
This is like, yeah. Like they get banned from stadium. They're terrible. And sports and drinking, you add all of that, it's bad.
It's so bad. And so it wasn't remarkable in any way, except it got me thinking about sports anthems, because they were showing one of the people in the film singing that dumb Sweet Caroline at the game.
Right.
Okay. Do you have an opinion about this?
It's not good.
Yeah, you rolled your eyes.
Because I don't like. Here's what oh my gosh, this is going to sound so off-brand for me. You guys you're gonna say where's Sarah?
Yeah.
Who is this? I do not like any song that is a karaoke favorite or sing-along favorite.
Wow.
With the exception of, I do like Mrs. Jones.
You mean like the R&B classic?
No.
Mr. Jones?
Mr. Jones. Okay. Don't even know the words. See, that's why I have to sing with the group.
Counting Crows,
yes,
yeah.
Counting Crows, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones.
You don't like that one?
Oh, no, I do like that one. That's the only one where I did. But I do not like Journey, Don't Stop Believing. I do not like the one you just, Sweet Caroline. Yeah. I do not like, what's the other one that people, just a small town boy.
No, that's Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, that is Don't Stop. Okay, see, I said that twice. That's how much I hate it. I hate that fucking song. Did you already know that was my least favorite song?
No, I had no idea.
I hate that song.
Wow, you hate sports anthems.
It could be because of the challenge and Johnny Bananas, and then say it could be that, not like, that
makes sense.
But I remember singing one time. I went to a candlelit sing along it was like such a San Francisco hippie thing to do, like San Francisco candlelit sing along, like artist space studio thing, and everybody was singing along to Wonderwall, and it was like really nice, but I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is somebody who actually sings Kumbaya with people at camp. Like that,
literally.
no problem. Literally Kumbaya, I'm fine with. But
That's
a
interesting.
group
I think
sing-along,
I hate. Explore that. What
I
it
know.
is
Why do I
that you
hate that?
hate. Yeah.
Because I don't like it when it feels forced. And that all feels
that's
forced.
really funny though, because pretty much every camp activity and song is forced.
It's genuine for me.
Yeah, you're like, no, it's voluntary.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, well then
so that's my hot take.
You're the perfect person to talk about for this, because I started to think about, okay, Sweet Caroline, how did that become a sports anthem? It's not even about sports or anything like inspiring. No. It's like a love song. Or
you know what this is? This is the same energy of all the kids who at birthday parties thought it was funny to say cha-cha-cha.
I hate those people.
It's the same thing. It's that grown up.
I hate cha-cha-cha people. Right. And I hate whoever started that.
Right.
I wish that we could do an investigative report on who started cha-cha-cha.
I'll tell you, I am so inconsistent. It is like not even, because at the same time I was like, yeah, I hate all those sports anthems, but I love the wave. So none of this makes any sense.
I don't know. The wave is different. It's interactive.
Yeah, and I only have to get up one time, and
it's delightful.
It is delightful. But yeah, that I'm with you. I am so with you on that. I do not like a sing-along.
I especially don't like it when it feels random.
It's a white people thing. I hate that. I think that is also what I hate about, like, that it's just like, this is our culture. Ugh.
Like, it feels like fraternity date rape anthems.
Yes!
To me.
I hate them. Yeah.
The guys that love it the most, wearing those boat shoes and all that.
Oh,
like Brock
my
Turner,
God. He
loves Sweet Caroline.
You know he did cha-cha-cha at birthday parties.
This is the stupidest but greatest conspiracy
What is stupid about
theory.
this? This is, nope, deeply rooted in facts. As all good theories, hypotheses are.
Like, because he definitely did.
Yes.
Like he
and I probably put up bunny ears on people. And I'm saying this as somebody who also did that. So it takes one to know one. That's what I have to say about that.
Because I can understand like Queen songs, like "We Are the Champions."
Right,
that makes sense.
Even "Who Let the Dogs Out."
I get it.
Right.
There is some barking that makes sense.
And like that just feels like, yeah, who let the dogs out? Yeah, we are the dogs. We'll take it.
It just works.
Get out of our yard. Yeah, it works.
What I don't understand is "Don't Stop." Well, I guess the idea of "Don't Stop Believin'," but
just
nothing else
song.
about that song.
It's just not good. It's not a good song.
And Sweet Caroline and Wonderwall and what's the other one? Oh, okay.
There are more that I hate.
Well,
this is my new favorite game.
The most recent. Okay, so I read an article about why Sweet Caroline became a sports anthem. And it became a sports anthem in like the late 90s when a person who worked for the Red Sox had a baby and she named it Caroline. And then they did it at one game and then they won that game. And so it became like good luck. Okay, fine.
Good luck thing.
I get why the Red Sox people do it. But then it like caught on. And these people are having to break it down in the article of like musically what it is about this song that becomes infectious and, you know, a rallying cry. And so they talk about how it builds and like the lyrics,
it's that.
You know, reaching out, touching you. It's sort of like this low point, but it's building up to the
touching you.
Big moment.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay, fine. But then I separately saw this article about like how Mr. Brightside by the Killers became a sort of later hit thanks to like people now getting obsessed with it, and it's become like a karaoke favorite and a sports anthem. Mr. Brightside. What do we think about this song being a sports anthem? It's a melancholy, weird.
It is a melancholy, weird song. It does fit the category of songs that people love to sing together.
I think part of it in this case is that it requires absolutely no vocal.
100%. That is it. You are correct.
You can just scream
you win.
it.
Coming out of my head and I'm gonna do it just fine. Gonna be there because I want it all. There we go.
Yes, it's like one note.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. That's it. Is it that's it.
All right, but I don't like it. And
I don't like it either.
It just feels like maybe we're doing the wrong thing.
Here's another good
group
one. I have another good one too. What are you going to say?
What's yours?
Let's say it at the same time on 3.
I don't think it's the same.
You don't? Oh, then it won't be the same. But we're going to say it at the same time.
We're going to do it.
1, 2, 3. Ironic.
Living on a prayer.
Okay.
Ironic. Why is ironic a sports anthem?
No, it's not a sports anthem. It's a sing-along song that I can agree with that everybody loves to sing along to, because everybody loves to go, it's like rain. Everybody loves that part.
It's the same too musically, where it's like
same
monotone, and then the big crescendo and build.
So that fits, but that would be one that
maybe I should do this for my one-hit wonder.
Allow. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Use
like
those
if that's
same elements, you gotta do like slow build, and then you gotta get like a yelling part. Yeah. I want rock and roll all night. Kind of does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. This is a good idea, Suze.
Well, and think about it. Living on a prayer. That's the whole thing. You're singing a story, but then all of a sudden it's a scream. People love screaming.
Right. And if you were to mic up every person and cut the music during all the other lyrics, it's a lot of mumbles. And then everybody going, oh, that's it.
Okay. Well, I don't love all these group activities. I think it harkens back to like church, and it feels manipulative, and
that's
scary.
Forced. That's the part of it that I don't like. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Suze.
Why do you think most people love it though? Because we're weird. Most people are like, oh yeah, sweet Carol.
But it's like I love the. Maybe it's who's doing it, because it is those dudes. I think that's them. It. I hate that, because I do not feel like this when I'm singing for non-blondes. What's going on?
It's the men,
because I'm singing with the women.
Yeah,
it's
we're
the dudes.
What's going on?
It might be them. And
because they fucking love Sweet Caroline, and I hate them for it.
Yeah, they do.
Ruined that song, which was really a nice song.
Yeah, because what? They're not singing that at Pride.
You said it.
Right?
Yeah, they're singing, we're cracking the case over here.
This is it.
They're not singing that at Pride. That's right. We're singing Born This Way, and it's better. That's it. It's the straight white men. Ugh. Okay. We figured it out once again. We should go with that's our default answer, but we never do.
It should be, right. It should be like, okay, let's try to prove why this is not straight white men's fault.
Well, straight white men are welcome to wear Thrive Cosmetics, but I bet not enough of them do. Thrive Cosmetics, where it's at, people.
Okay.
These are the best.
I'm glad you brought up makeup and Thrive Cosmetics, because I was getting myself ready for today, doing my little thing, loving my little cream blush from Thrive Cosmetics, and I was thinking, this is a mindful act. This is mindfulness. I'm not on my phone. I'm focused. I'm like in it feels.
It's a nice way to think of it.
Yeah. It felt like this is like an opportunity to just be present.
I like that.
And I feel like Thrive would be down with my makeup.
They would.
Right?
For the last 5 years, Sarah knows this to be true. Even if I were just staying home all day, as embarrassing as this is to admit, I would put on false eyelashes. 5 years I did this.
Yeah.
Well, I've been false eyelash sober for 2 months now.
Wow.
It's great, and I'm more just disturbed that I was doing that than anything. But for that period of time, it felt good, and I liked it, and it didn't feel oppressive or anything. I just wanted to do it.
Right.
But now, thanks to the Liquid Lash Extensions mascara and the tubing situation, I don't even feel like I need to because it's just such a nice
extension. It's in the name.
It's in the name. I love it just as much or more. And so that's something to think about. But also those precision lipstick crayons I was talking about last time.
Yeah.
That's a ticket.
Love.
Those things are great. Did you try them yet?
No.
I'm going to bring one when we go to Detroit so you can try it. It's like, I think they have 12 shades. They're all really pretty. I haven't found one I didn't like. They last 12 hours, semi-permanent, I guess they call it. But it's just like one of those things where you put it on, it stays. You don't have to think about it. It's great. Yeah. And they give back to the community. So we love their product and we love their mission. Refresh your everyday look with Thrive Cosmetics, beauty that gives back. Right now you can get an exclusive 10% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/braincandy. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/braincandy for 10% off your first order. I love them.
Yep.
And you're right. It is mindful if you want it to be.
I was thinking that.
All right. I do have a lot of bird stuff. Hey, briefly.
I love bird stuff.
Like animal stuff in general too. I'm like, why do I have all? It's like Sarah.
Those are all my favorite things.
Yeah.
An animal fact.
I know. What the heck? I wanted to know if you saw though that Denmark had banned that spicy ramen. Did you see this?
No.
It's a hoot.
What do you mean? Because it's too spicy?
Mm-hmm. They banned this ramen because they said it was so spicy that it was like a health concern.
Okay. Well, after that kid died from the potato chip.
Right.
I think that
I know. I don't think it's a bad idea.
And this story there was too much and it was all over the place and I couldn't get my ideas together. But for months, I have been sitting on material on the chili pepper race, how we are in this race to find the hottest thing.
Yeah.
And there's so much material out there. And I just I'm like, how I have yet to turn it into podcast worthy stuff. But yeah, it is something that I have had on my list of things to talk about for probably 6 months to a year.
It's weird though, because have you seen recently how they're talking about how if you bought jalapenos, you know how
they're
a
not
lot
spicy.
of times they taste like green peppers. They're not
they're not
spicy
spicy
in any
at all.
way.
Right.
And how that was by design and they're breeding them that way, which bums me out. So it's like this weird polarized.
Right. We're going in two different directions. And then these people are becoming obsessed with the people who don't even eat the hot peppers are just they're beyond what is even able to be used for human consumption, and we're creating peppers where it's off the charts.
That's stupid.
It's like a health hazard. It's deadly. Because it's not designed for that.
That's what they were saying, that it became sort of this punchline because it's white people, and how
Ooh, too spicy.
Somebody was like, yeah, if you put a recipe and just have ground pepper in it, they're like, whoa, this is too spicy. Maybe so, but I mean, it's concerning if it could cause a heart attack or something.
Yeah, that one ghost pepper chip thing, that ghost pepper challenge, and then people
challenge.
Yeah, and they took them off the grocery store shelves because.
Well, because people have different biologies, and some people
we shouldn't
can't
be doing
handle
that.
Yeah,
I understand if you're trying to make something. I don't know. I just feel like I'm fine with them banning that, but I also am more anti the company that thinks that it's a good idea to make stuff like that that's beyond the realm of what's edible. Because I'm assuming that this is not stuff that is this is the extreme.
Well, it's kind of like that question of
who
maybe in
that?
Thailand this isn't bad, but they're accustomed to it. And that's what I wonder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's maybe like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then, I mean, if this is, I feel like there should be a range. I think maybe they need to come out with an acceptable range that at a certain point, this would be too detrimental to too many people without some sort of warning label.
Well, you know how at Panera they sell that energy drink.
Oh my God. That's like 4 times the coffee of
And some girl died because she didn't know that it was whatever. But like, it does just feel like, why should there shouldn't have to be warning labels on like drinks and ramen.
Yeah. You know what? That does give me pause now, because I'll tell you, after now being a person who takes medication daily that's like on stuff,
you gotta be careful.
I am like asking, like, can this affect this? And there's like a risk of stroke with this, and there's a risk of stroke with this. So if I take this as well, does that increase my risk of that?
Are we those people that can't go on roller coasters?
And then the doctor will say, yeah, it does increase. So I get it, because I don't want to be sipping on some thing that I think is just a lemonade, and turns out it has caffeine levels that are way too high for the medication that I'm on, and I, next thing you know, have a stroke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what's the answer? Because I think that a lot of people think that the onus is on the consumer.
But I think that there's there's an acceptable amount of like a daily consumption. Like if you go out in the wild and you fucking, I don't know, make coffee there's a limited amount of caffeine that you can get from that coffee that you produce.
Right.
If you are using science to create something in a lab that is such a departure from what my expectation of what that product would be, like, then I think it's on the person who, it's like almost like false advertising. Like, if
like Panera, that's about as mild a brand as you could have. You're not expecting to have to worry about your having a heart
I think
attack.
they've since relabeled it as like energy drink or blah 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 blah. But before, when they were just calling it iced lemonade or whatever, no, that's gonna make me think, oh, I'm gonna go get this, which is gonna be the same as all the other lemonades I have.
Mm-hmm.
And if I went in to go buy your lemonade and you gave me gasoline instead, that would not be my fault. That would be your fault for selling me fucking gasoline.
Yeah, Sarah. You should be on the Supreme Court. That's
I
a very good argument.
with the same attitude and the same tone.
Yeah, well, Denmark doesn't have to worry about
this it. This is what makes it so it's not enjoyable to be in a relationship with me when I have a point to make.
The names are Bulldog, 3 times spicy and hot chicken, 2 times spicy, hot and chicken, and hot chicken stew. Those were the ones they banned.
That doesn't even sound that scary.
No,
okay, if this is a case of like Denmark's just like, oh, too hot, then you have to recognize that sometimes people from other countries are going to move there. And if this is some sort of subtle, like, banning of, you know, like
racist stuff.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
Yes,
like cultural, where it's like, mm-hmm.
we're saying you can't wear like hairstyles or something like that. That you're clearly targeting one group, and you're saying, oh, we don't allow this kind of food here. No,
I think it's really just that they couldn't take the heat.
But if it's that it could be a medical thing, I can see both. I can argue both sides.
I can too, and like they'll be fine. And I bet it's been great for business for the ramen company, globally speaking.
Yeah,
it's all good. All right, moving on. I don't know. Animals bore me, but
what? Give me the animal facts right now. In fact, there's a guy on TikTok who will take videos of some, like, I don't know, the same guys who are singing to Sweet Caroline and making like very like sexist comments and misogynistic comments, and then he will edit it in, like, what do you call it when you clip it to another? There's a name for it, like a TikTok social media name for this that I can't remember.
But you're like superimposing.
Yeah, you like add, like you stop and then add your video to the end. Like, I don't know, clip that or something like that.
Oh, they always say something in Stitch.
You stitch it. Thank
comment?
you. That's it. Stitch. Yeah. He stitched his own video where he will like stop and he goes, nobody cares about that. But what they do care about is how to distinguish between the types of conifers in the Rocky Mountains. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with you.
Right.
So I reached out to him and I'm like, would you like to be, because somebody said you should do a podcast. And I was like, would you like to be on my podcast? I will just come up with a way to make it mentally health themed just so I could have him on there and talk about how he's shitting before. On white guys at like these like straight, he's also a white man, but like shitting on this kind of guy that we hate. He's an ally. And also educating people with animal facts. And I love it. I'm like, I'm going to make it work. So give me all the animal facts.
Fact. All right, I'll give you one.
Yes.
This was just, okay, so there was a study that was done, I saw a few months ago about magic and how animals interpret. I know it's like your favorite things combined. It's like
I'm speechless.
And
I'm actually upset that you were like.
Yeah, you should be. That's fair. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't even think of all the things that you love combined into one, but these magicians have been hired to do these tests to see like what tricks animals.
I love this.
Oh God. Okay, so it's different stuff and they want to know why. They wanted to understand like why we fall for this kind of trick, but they fall for this kind, and so that's what they're exploring.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. They were talking about how birds, like if a bird hides its food and they know like another bird is watching, then they'll come back later and like take it back and then move it somewhere. So like, because they're like, fuck you. I know that you saw me. And so that's what gave them the idea. So they were like, okay, these guys understand like sleight of hand and sort of like, they deceit.
Understand sleight of hand. I'm picturing all of the animals you were discussing in top hats with magic wands, and it makes this whole story better. So I encourage you guys listening to do the same. Go ahead.
Okay, so they were looking at jays, the birds' jays. Yeah. And they found that they try to obscure their actions as they hide food by choosing like dark places or like burying it in sand rather than gravel because sand is quieter, or like blocking the view with their body, basically trying to do what magicians do.
Right. So they're going to love sleight of hand work. They're going to love up close magic.
Yes. So the magicians decided to perform what is known as the fast pass, or a coin, or in this case, waxworm, is tossed between the magician's hands so quickly that like for a human, it's like... It relies for humans on that period of like where our eyes go blind because it's so fast. And there's like a literal blind spot where we don't see it. And that's the beauty of sleight of hand for humans. And so they wanted to do it with birds, but they thought it wouldn't work because birds don't have the same blind spot that we do. And so theoretically they shouldn't fall for the trick, but they did. And so they wanted to figure out why. So it turned out that the bird had turned its head to the side to focus with that one eye on the worm in the open hand. And then when the hands would move laterally, the bird would rotate its face forward to watch with both eyes. So then he chose the right hand, and it turns out that when they switch from monocular viewing to binocular vision, that they go blank also. And this is a blind spot that they didn't know that they had. Science. Magicians.
Well, who wouldn't find that interesting?
I mean, it's interesting, but like only for me as sort of like a fun fact, whereas like I feel like you love... Like if I did this whole episode of fun facts.
It would be the best thing in the whole world. Because then doesn't it make you just think about, like, you're going to go into your day. Yeah. And you're just going to, like, see a bird. And then you're going to think...
You're an idiot, just like I am.
Well, I was going to say we are connected in more, but you could go that route. Yeah, you're an idiot, me too. Like that.
We're all fools.
Yeah, there's more that we have in common. I don't know. It just makes me think of things
You feel connected to animals then?
Everything.
Okay. They did a separate trick called the French
mice.
drop.
Fuck those guys. No, I'm kidding.
The French drop they did not fall for.
What's the French drop?
So for this trick, they have the back of their hand facing the bird, holding a worm with their fingers and thumb pointed up. Mm-hmm. And then the bird sweeps the magician sweeps its hand in front of the other one and it like obscures it. And so like theoretically they wouldn't know which hand it was in. But they did, and they found that the reason is because deception is about expectation. And in order for us to expect something, we have to have the same anatomy, and they don't have opposable thumbs.
Oh my goodness. So the idea of it switching into a different hand is not something that they would be able to do that fast. So they're going to assume it's in the same hand it started in because they don't have any.
That's right. So opposable thumbs were like the big difference. So they did it with all these different animals, some with opposable thumbs, some without. And that was the differentiator.
So it really shows that we will view anything through the lens of our own experience.
That's right. Yeah,
that
animals.
Makes me think that is just...
You love it.
I love it. I love it.
I think it's funny that, okay, so like for the people with, or the animals with opposable thumbs, they fell for it like 81 to 93% of the time, but birds only fell for it 6% of the time, which is amazing. It's a huge difference.
Wild.
But also, like, don't you want to know about those 6%?
Oh, of the birds that were like, wait, hang on.
Yeah, it's just like how I think some animals are sociopaths, like some are morons.
Some might be.
Like my English bulldog, moron.
There are
a poodle, smart.
Smart. Every single time I see one, I think this could be Susie's dog, but no. She's...
Give it time. Give it time.
I just need you to have that. Oh, a black standard poodle.
I'm really glad you enjoyed that magic story.
Yeah, but I also think that maybe those 6 are like, that if you fall for that.
Like they were just having a bad day, you think?
Well, but we look at that, I don't know, just different measure of intelligence. Like maybe there's some way that if
they have other gifts.
Yeah.
Like what if they're really good? They have incredible songs, you know.
They do.
Musical ability.
Yeah.
But dumb as rocks. I'll tell you what's smart, and that's taking vitamins. And that's why we've been taking Ritual for like a decade now. For real. It's like your second longest long-term relationship.
It really is. I was organizing. I went, cleaned out my kitchen, and I have like my whole little vitamin like health section. Oh, yeah. And I have it like displayed and like faced with I have my probiotics. I have my Hyacera for my skin, and I have my Ritual. I'm still taking a prenatal vitamin. I don't care.
She doesn't even have nails
I like
anymore.
this taste. I know. I don't even have.
You just like
I just really like it, and that might be why my hair and nails have been as strong as they are for so. That's great. Prenatals for a really long time.
I would say that definitely. Yeah, because that's what's in there,
Right.
It helps with all that jazz.
It sure does.
Hi, Sarah's awesome. I'm on this skin. I was telling Sarah I'm on this skin journey because I forgot to update you all. Remember how I was asking you what plastic surgery I should get? So I went to a plastic surgeon, and she basically laughed me out of the office and was like, can you come see me in 15 years? Get the heck out of my office. But what she did say was what we're going to do instead is like this whole skin journey. So I'm glowing and look youthful and healthy. And I was like, have you heard about Hyacera? Because that's what I'm going to be knee deep in. I'm just going to double dose it. Don't tell Ritual. But that, because skin is so important to how you feel about yourself, how you look, and how healthy you appear. And I'm all for it.
And you got to start from the inside out.
That is so true. You ever see on Instagram, anytime anybody posts like a really pretty picture, everyone's like, what's your skincare routine? Like, that's what everyone wants to know, like the secret to good skin. Right. And guess what? I'm giving it to you for free. Start Hyacera to help minimize wrinkles without compromising on clean science. Hyacera from Ritual is clinically proven skin supplement you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/braincandy. Start Ritual or add Hyacera to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/braincandy for 25% off. All right. Moving on. I don't know. So, a couple of small things. Did you watch the Bratz documentary on Hulu?
No,
That's
but I
about the
want
Brat
to.
Pack?
I hadn't even.
You would like that one.
Wait. I thought you
Oh,
were going to say it's about
not
the
the
Bratz
dolls.
dolls.
It's called
But I would
Bratz,
also
but it's-
really love a documentary on the Bratz dolls because explain yourself.
What do you want to know about them?
Why do they look like little hookers?
I think that would be a really short documentary.
Well, I think that there's more. Maybe there's a story. I just think that there is. Okay,
That's
Brat
probably
Pack,
true.
got it.
Okay.
Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez,
You got it. Demi Moore. Molly Ringwald.
Yes.
There's a lot, and that's part of what I did enjoy about the documentary was Andrew McCarthy was the producer, and he was a member of the Brat Pack.
Mm-hmm.
But deciding who's in the Brat Pack is a fun exercise because there's a lot of like adjacent.
Yes. Yeah.
And sort of
The
like
wings.
they did a movie, but like, are they in the pack? And anyway, so if you're not familiar, if you're
This is
young,
like playing who's an OG on the challenge and who's not, or like
it's these like sort of
eras,
you know,
and
it's just up to your own opinion.
Right.
But that's what makes it fun to talk about. But if you're young and you don't even know what this is, I hate you. But the Brat Pack was a group of young actors in the 80s who sort of exemplified like John Hughes and the Breakfast Club and a certain kind of like ensemble cast, usually film. And there was an article written about them. I think it was in New York Magazine. And that's where the name came from. That was in the title, the Hollywood's Brat Pack. And it's a play on words about the Rat Pack, which is the Frank Sinatra crooner group. Yeah. And a lot of them took issue with this moniker.
So that look.
It's emblematic of that time.
It really is something. I mean,
picture, Judd Nelson, Andrew McCarthy, Amelia Estevez, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Ali Sheedy. But when you look at them, like the fashion, the whole moment is encapsulated in these poor people who are just wanted to be an actor and then became a part of this bigger idea. And they resented it because the label is not exactly flattering. At least that's how they felt. You don't want to be a brat and you don't want to be in a pack. It's a problem. So it's Andrew basically reckoning with that.
I feel like if this same thing happened today, people would love it. The kids, the members, they'd be that they're dying to be in a Brat Pack and like get a label,
because we have a better sense now about branding.
Yes, this was like,
yeah. Now we know that just means
like,
dollars.
Please, I can make a T-shirt.
But they felt that it prevented them from being cast after that,
and maybe also minimized their acting and performances. Like if somebody said, because these are very talented actors,
and that's what they were saying. Like took their work really seriously, and it was like,
and I mean, really seriously. Judd Nelson, is that his name? Judd Nelson. Mm-hmm. He's phenomenal. He was so good in Breakfast Club. Yeah. Like that, he really makes you feel like this is a kid who came from an abusive home. Like that,
right? Like you buy it.
So good. And he must have been really young. How the fuck old was he?
I mean, that's a good question. I'm sure they were all in that like early 20s.
About you, Dad? I was like, that scene?
It stuck with you.
Yes.
That's kind of what they were having to reckon with, though, is that they didn't like the label. They didn't like what it did to their careers. But whenever people approach them, it's always with this affection that you're describing, where it's like, I found myself, I saw myself, I related, and it helped me. And so then they feel better.
Yeah.
But that's like
feel like that.
30 years of Well, Sarah, the reason why I even brought it up is because it, as everything does, reminded me of our experience with the show.
Oh, God.
Where like you get lumped into this group of like,
yeah, and then there are people who made it and are big and are like have that career, and then there are like Judd Nelson. What is he doing now? He's nothing, right?
right,
He's like regular.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
and that there's like, it's almost, there's a whole emotional experience that comes with being a part of it, where you're resentful in one hand, but you're also thankful.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I can't wait to watch this documentary now.
Yeah, I loved it, and I think you will for that reason, because to me it was very relatable in that regard. Then I thought, wonder what everyone else feels. Did they just feel like, oh, this is nostalgic? And
because my instinct is to be like, what do they get? Come on. And I hate when people are like that with us. Like,
so you
what do you
feel
have
like
to be
they
mad
sound
about?
ungrateful?
Not that they sound ungrateful, but that it's hard to look back on it and understand what that must have been like at the time, when we have the perspective and the awareness that we do now on where they are, where that took their careers, how we like. I look at the Brat Pack and I do not think of them as like D-list I don't think of them as like, oh, these are brats or these are
Or like has-beens. You know,
has-beens, anything like that. I look at that as like, these are
icons
of an era. And I think you can only do that with time. And you can only do that with distance from the actual I don't know, event or whatever itself. And so I think these people are too close and have just a different understanding of time and how that.
Andrew went to the apartment of the journalist who coined the phrase and who wrote that article, and he was unrepentant and almost doubled down on it and said, like, you're overthinking it, like.
Yeah,
it was just a catchy, cool, clever name and whatever. And Andrew was like, okay, but a brat has a certain connotation and it did affect our careers. And I think he was sort of begging the journalist to like come in the middle here, like see where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like the author did that.
You know what? Also, the term brat has changed.
Totally.
I can remember that being I can remember that there was a parent that went to school, or like a parent of one of the kids who went to school with me had a necklace that said brat. And I remember being like, oh, she is naughty.
Like it said bitch
like,
or something.
Yeah, it might as well said bitch. And I was like, you do not want to be called that. You do not, it's different now. I think Bratz dolls definitely helped in a way.
Yeah, probably.
It's like normalized. Like, okay, it's like a little brat. Like, who cares?
And once that, it was such a catchy and memorable phrase. Once that was put out there, then every interview they did was like, what do you think about that name? It's sort of like, what do you think about Johnny Bananas? And we're just like, you get, like, you drown in it.
Right.
And you can't get perspective whenever it's
and
in
then
your
something
face
that's no big deal becomes a bigger deal because you've been asked about it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, but it's if your brain has to access that information, it's going to file it as important and relevant and matters.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not the one who needs that information. Fucking news reporters and journalists and whoever and somebody meeting you on the street is getting that information.
And another thing they objected to was the perception that the article created that they hung out together all the time.
Right.
Like they were on these movies together, but like they didn't fraternize.
Right.
And so it created this sort of false narrative that they resented.
Isn't that crazy that the members of this quote unquote brat pack don't want to be a part of it? We're like pushing to not be that. And it feels
and they got rich from it.
Right. And then every teen idol or like young adult group after that felt like they were trying to be this. Like, remember when like the paparazzi were first seen, it was like Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears, Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie.
Yeah.
And they all went out together in this group, and it was like they wanted to be those, like, create this group of.
That is so true.
Like, everybody's tried that they.
Yeah, remember when I
the
told you
mold
about
doesn't want to be the mold, and now everybody's trying to, like,
Remember when I told you about Leo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire?
Yes,
and whoever
yes.
else creating the Pussy Posse?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's another
like
one.
they were fine with these.
They really wanted that. So it feels like it's just different.
I guess when it's your idea, that's one thing. But when some loser journalist who was, I think the movie did a great job of subtly demonstrating how this guy was somebody who would be very jealous of all the beautiful people in high school.
Okay.
And who was very happy and gleeful to kind of take them down a peg.
Okay. A little bit of that too.
Yeah. And they didn't have to say much to accomplish that.
Okay.
Because
I can't wait. Ooh, this is a good documentary.
It was really good. So if it's on Hulu, if you haven't seen it, do see it. And as you said, it's so interesting to see like the range of success. Like you have Demi Moore and Rob Lowe, and then you have like Ali Sheedy and Judd Nelson, who maybe they didn't want to be super famous, but I think there's always an assumption of like maybe they wished things turned out different.
Right. Interesting.
It's good. You should watch it. Thanks for listening to my animal facts and human facts today.
I loved this episode.
Hey,
10 out of 10.
Bear.
Hey, Bear.
Did you whenever I do it, it sounds to me truly like a cheerleader. Go Bears.
Well, we're that's kind of the vibe we're going for, the energy we're going
like
for.
you, because you kind of are cheering them on.
You're like encouraging them to move the fuck out of where they're. Get the fuck get moving. Come on, let's go. That's the tone they respond to.
I'll do a poll of
so
people's favorite sports anthems, because I'm sure we're forgetting a ton.
Yeah,
there's so many good ones and bad ones. And Denmark, no spice. Keep it mild there.
Yeah,
keeping it mild in Denmark. All right, people. Oh, fuck, I forgot. I'll have to put it in the next episode.
Okay.
Next episode we'll have an interview.
Oh, all right. Next episode we have an interview. We'll see you next time.
Fare thee well. Bye.